Hi, I'm Doug Blackman, the executive producer and host of American Forum, a public affairs program that is recorded here every week that brings you a penetrating dialogue with some of the great minds of American life. One week it might be a well-known thinker, the next a scholar you've never heard of but should, a journalist in the thick of covering the most pressing issues of our day, or a historian putting it all in context. We've introduced you to generals who struggle to balance the basic rights of liberty with the need to extract information from our most terrible enemies. Did people die as a result of the enhanced interrogation techniques? And diplomats who understand the complexities of foreign policy.
The problem is that the Middle East is not Las Vegas. What happens in the Middle East doesn't stay in the Middle East.
And there is always our important ongoing discussion on race.
Let's face, in a very honest way, a frank way, the racial issues that continue to divide us.
I think that the widespread charge that there is racial unfairness, again, is not just wrong, but it is dangerous.
We're out here, we are like running from people with rifles and we didn't do anything. And it was in that moment that I was like, something is wrong, right? Like this is broken.
Is there any dimension of police behavior that's problematic?
The emphasis that's given to them is disproportionate to the problem. If there's a bias in police shootings, it actually works in favor of blacks.
One thing we've learned on American Forum, not everybody wants to hear all sides, but we've discovered, and we believe it, that when Americans refuse to really listen to each other, that's when good ideas don't prevail. American Forum provides coverage of the Trump presidency that is different from anything else on television or the internet.
He is every bit as much a Democrat as he is a Republican, which is to say not much of either.
So Trump has put a spotlight on some real deficiencies in the party and things that the leadership needs to think about.
Yeah, I am more afraid than I've ever been in my life.
I don't think Donald Trump's striking will fix Syria in any way. I still think it was the right thing to do.
This was the most amazing black swan event in American electoral history ever. Full stop. Whatever you think of him, whatever you think of the things he communicates, his ability to control the agenda is exquisite.
Donald Trump tweets what Richard Nixon would say to his inner circle.
Coming this fall, we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of this generation on a wide variety of topics.
Is it globalization that's the problem, or how we've responded to globalization?
We need a workplace and a society that rewards the investment in others.
Everything has an unintended consequence. So trying in advance to anticipate what some of the unintended consequences are is critical.
And amid all of the noise of cable television and the networks, we're covering the Trump presidency and our toxic political environment in a very different way. We're not giving President Trump a pass, and we're not out to get him either. We're bringing to our viewers the voices they need to decide for themselves.
He could do real damage to conservatism in the Republican Party, but he might not.
If we now have reached a point where we all kind of know that what the president says a lot of the time isn't quite true, is there any real harm to the fact that he says things that aren't very true?
There will come a moment in a presidency when you want to be taken literally and seriously and at face value. And I think the danger is that that moment will arrive and he will have lost that ability.
So many issues on the table of major consequence to the future of this country, and we will tackle them all. This isn't where your viewers will go to see breaking news out of Washington. This is the show that helps them see all sides and make sense of the most complicated challenges facing our nation. It's also a chance just to remind us all that Americans are supposed to be able to disagree with each other in constructive ways. That's what we're about. We're not miracle workers, but with the help of public television stations like yours and engaged viewers across the U.S., we think we can all be part of the solution. Coming this fall on American Forum.